Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tales of the TMNT. Um, this is the new Paramount Plus animated sequel series to Mutant Mayhem, which I was very excited about because while when I posted my first review of Mutant Mayhem when that movie came out, I was very mixed about it. As time went on, I grew to love that movie more. I've seen the movie like 8 times. I saw it 3 times in theaters, twice at 2 different theaters at 2 different early screenings. That's right. And so I've only grown to love this movie more. I have all the figure. I have a few figures on my shelf from the movie. I'm looking at right up top of me right now, and yeah, I just love Ninja Turtles. So I was excited about this show. I wasn't a big fan of the art style from what I was seeing from trailers, but honestly, after watching in motion, it's really good. It's got a very comic booky look to it, but overall, I was disappointed with this show. It's not a bad show. It's fine. I think this is my least favorite TMNT show, other than Next Mutation. But if we're strictly just talking about the animated shows, we have the 80s Turtles, fine for what it is. We have the 2003 Turtles. And I know people talk about Fast Forward and all that stuff in there, but really that's all part of the TMNT 2003 stuff, but also kind of not. So I'll consider that one. And so there's that. That's pretty good for the most part. And then you have 2012 being my favorite. And then you got Rise. Out of all those shows, this is my least favorite. And I think it's just for a few reasons. First of all, the structure of the show I don't like. Essentially, this show is 12 episodes with 2 6-episode arcs. But the way they structure these episodes is really bizarre. So basically, each storyline deals with a new villain, and then the turtles are split apart and must come together to take down that villain. For both of them, which is like what they set up at the end of Mutant Mayhem made me think, okay, this show is going to be weekly high school adventures where they fight villains and do fun stuff. That's not what happens. They mention going to high school, things like that, and they don't show you any of it. Why? That's what you set up. I don't get that. And so I enjoyed the first arc a lot with Bishop and stuff like that. I know some people were complaining about the gender swap of Bishop. Fans just need to shut the fuck up sometimes. Listen, the reality is Ninja Turtles has been around for like 40 fucking years this year. It's been rebooted in comic books, in movies, in games, and TV shows. One minor change, really? Like, we're still getting upset about this? Okay, man. Like, go watch the versions of Turtles you like then and move the fuck on. Like, it's just, I don't know. But, and honestly, if you're mad about that after watching the show, I don't get it. Because that character was great. Bishop had a great personality, and they seem to be setting up a great villainy arc with that character that I'm dying to see play out. I think just for me, where it really broke apart was seeing the second arc, which is the storyline about these fish people. I don't give a shit about these fish people. They weren't interesting characters, and I just feel like they do. I think the first arc was fun because you get to see different personalities of the turtles and kind of how they handle situations. The second one just felt really boring, and I don't really care about what was happening. And I just feel like that's why this show needed to be a villain week to week show where these villains that maybe I didn't care about, great, they're done. I don't need to see them in 6 episodes. I only need to see them in 1 episode. It just would have been better written that way. I don't know why they chose this route, but it did not work out. And if they want to do like if they want to do arc storylines, then do what 2012 did, where it's continuity and it returns and things like that. Or 2003, do something. I didn't like the style that they chose with it. Also, having like someone narrate the storyline is really dumb for these storylines because they were there. I forget who narrates the first one, right? But Splinter was there for this story, for the final storyline with the fish people, and he's narrating it. Also, one thing I really hate about this show that I think is starting to bother me with a lot of animated properties I've noticed, they start casting these celebrities, and then when they make some kind of cheaper continuation and they can't get the celebrities, um, they use sound alikes or they do tricks. For me, that's really just like, at that point, stop casting celebrities. Like, Jackie Chan can't do this show because obviously they don't have the money for it, right? And they keep trying to, like, oh, there's a storyline that Splinter's narrating, but it's in Raphael's voice. I'm like, that just sounds like so bad, and it's not funny, and they keep trying to make the joke work, and it doesn't. Um, the first arc, the dad's only speaking in like uh, squeaky bug noises because that's his girlfriend or some shit. I'm like, this is just dumb and irritating. Like, why are we doing this? And it's funny that they bring up like Scumbug and he's like making those squeaky noises. But if you've seen, maybe you know who Scumbug is, but they don't ever show you her in this show. And that's another thing too. I don't feel like this show did a good job of reintroducing you to these characters for like kids who may not have watched the movie, um, which it didn't necessarily have to do, but it would have been nice. And so they kind of just like, here's this mutant, here's this character. They're just kind of back and they're chilling. And then they mention certain mutants a lot that you don't get to see, like, because again, they're celebrities like Rocksteady and Bebop. I feel like this show was just such a missed opportunity on so many fronts that it wasn't bad, but I am really concerned for the future of this new turtle uh, brand, that the Mutant Mayhem verse, as I'll call it, because it just feels like, while I really enjoyed that movie had things missing from it. I really don't like that Master Splinter does not have that Japanese connection to Shredder, because now it feels very awkward that they're going to introduce Shredder, and I don't know how that's going to work, and so many other things, and just the way the show's structured is awkward, and I don't know. I do like that this show is doing a great job of creating its own villains other than Bishop, but it still feels very awkward and a missed opportunity in so many ways. Also, I'm tired of seeing Danny Trejo's voice and stuff. I like Danny Trejo at a point, but now he's like doing weird conservative cartoons, and maybe it's time to stop casting him stuff if he's going to do that nonsense. That's just me. I know some people disagree with that, but yeah.